Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with the last video before I do the flip through on the Winter Garden Journal. So I just, part one of the cover and signature videos went up on the channel today. Today is Monday, February the 7th, and I was really wanting to do my cover off camera, but I've had so many requests and comments and things like that about doing the cover with you guys. So I've kind of found a happy medium on this. So I came home from work, took a little bit of nap. It was a hard day. And then I sat down and I decided I would start working on the assemblage, which is what I call the grouping of items that I'm using on this cover. So I have some of it is chipboard, some of it is clay, and then I guess those are the two things. The bricks are a chipboard, the leaves are chipboard, the rose and the rosebud and the butterfly are clay. The winter maiden girl is also, and the angel wing are also clay. Everything else is chipboard. So ta-da! So, but what this means is that I won't have an opportunity to do more ephemera on camera for this journal because I only have time for 2 more videos. This one and then one more, which will be the flip through. So I decided I would go ahead and give you guys what you were looking for, but that means I won't come back on camera and fill in all the gaps in the journal, which I normally try to do as I come back in and I start tucking tags and journal cards and things in empty spots. I'll do that off camera, and then you guys will all see that in the flip through. I gave that a lot of careful consideration, and I really was nervous about doing the cover for you guys on camera. Mixed media is my jam, but I haven't done it in a long time, especially that kind of mixed media. But I'm going to do it for you guys. So what we're going to do is I decided I'm going to go ahead and leave the cover just as it is in terms of the back and the spine, at least for now. I may come back and add something later, but for now it's going to be like this. So let me draw over what I've been working on. So this is the assemblage, and then I'll tell you what I've done. So when I came home from work, I went ahead and I applied gesso. This is that piece of cardboard. I applied some gesso. I'm going to move this a little closer for you guys. I applied some gesso to the cardboard, and then while it was still wet, I added the golden fluid acrylic in raw umber, and then I just dabbed it up with my paper towel just to kind of give it that mottled look. So, and then I took all of these bits and I gave them a coat of the raw umber as well. So all the brown pieces that you see here, the gate, the girl, all the bricks, the wing, those are all just painted with raw umber fluid acrylic. So don't be concerned though, it's not going to stay blah like that. So I have to tell you though, my husband came home from work and I was in here just working away, trying to figure out which direction to go with this and what I needed to kind of make all this pop and highlight and look like kind of that mix between winter and spring, which was my goal. This is a winter garden journal. So winter garden to me means that there are things blooming, which is signs of spring, which I'll be writing about that in my blog for my Sunday's Art of Truth for the flip through. So I wanted it to have these green leaves because it's alive, it's living, things are blooming. We're looking forward to spring. We're hopefully saying goodbye to winter and all of those things. So I wanted to have those bits. And then what I used for this, which was really tricky because I wasn't really sure how to colorize these, but I have these Lindy's Magicals. This one is actually called Saltwater Taffy, and it's a pigment powder, and it's really magical, which is why it's called Magicals. And maybe sometime I'll do a project where I use them. I used to use them a lot and not so much anymore. I took it and I sprinkled some out on my art, you know, a piece of whatever that I can keep my desk clean. It's after work, it's late. And I mixed it with my Liquitex Fluid Matte Medium. And I just kind of got a saucy, runny kind of mixture there. And then I just painted I painted the rose. So that's the rose. Isn't that just beautiful? With all that dark seeping into the layers under, or into the crevices, which I just absolutely adore. I just did remember that I forgot to take a picture of this all painted, so I'm going to grab that really quick and then we'll move on. So sorry, guys. Let me just do that really quickly. You probably won't even notice. Set my fingers there. There we go. So we're going to start by, this has to happen in steps because I have to get the lace on here, and then I need to also use my accent color that's going to colorize these further. So when my husband came home, he came in and I was like talking to him about, you know, what do you think? You know, does this look good? And he was tossing ideas at me. And what we landed on is I'm going to use this golden fluid acrylic in iridescent pearl. So it's like a white pearl. It's going to look magical. So I tested it on here and then I wiped it off so you guys couldn't see it too much. But that's what I'm going to use on all of these pieces just as a highlight. So I'm not going to get very much on the gate, I don't think. I'm going to try to be really minimal. But I need to do that first so that I can set that aside and then put our lace on the cardboard. So we're going to do this kind of piece by piece. So I'm going to grab a mat really quick. I should have done that before I turned the camera on. My apologies. So I've got a mat here. This is just one of those Teflon mats. I think this is, whoops. I think this is a Tim Holtz one. Really nifty for keeping your space clean. So I'm just going to start lifting these off. They might have stuck a little bit because I was I was playing and not very patient with them being super dry. So I'm just going to kind of move them off here. And I am just loving this, guys. I was part of my reluctance with doing it with you guys on camera was I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, and I didn't want to get stuck and make, you know, kind of be fumbling around, and you know, your guys' time is valuable and I don't want to waste it, you know, not being sure about what I'm doing. So I'm going to set this aside so you can see I kind of, it's got it modeled. So it's not like just a like stark brown color is what I was going for there. So let me move this over so we're more in screen. I'm going to move that up a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and give it that little pop of that pearl so that it can dry while we're doing the other part. So I'm just going to squirt a little bit of this out on my mat. And I just like to use my finger to do this. So I'm just squirting some out. And then I kind of tap off so I don't get too much. So I'm going to take my girl first. I painted her brown, which was my first mistake. I was like, why did I paint her brown? Like, she shouldn't be brown, but watch this. Watch what's going to happen with her. This is so magical. And I'm sorry that I couldn't show you this part where I was actually fussing around with this. It's just way too much time and it's overwhelming. So she can kind of look freaky though, because, you know, she's, you know, she doesn't have any, like, she doesn't have a colored face, but she's not a real person, right? It's a piece of clay. So hopefully you guys can see that, but look at that. Isn't that so cool? It's gonna be epic. Okay, so it's not gonna take long to dry. That's really, really, a really light layer of this. So we're gonna do the same thing with the wing. And because this is clay, it's got texture. And so that paint is just catching on the top level of the piece, like so. I'm gonna try to get some on this edge though. Like that, okay? We've got our little rose. So I did the same thing. I painted it with that mixture of that powder and the medium, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply a little bit to that as well. Ooh, that's interesting. Kind of a lot, but I'm just gonna, and again, I'm just using my fingers and just letting it catch where it will, you know, with the contact of my finger. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I love it. And if there's too much on that when I'm done, I can mix up a little bit more of that powder and and cover it back, you know, get some pink back on it. So we're going to do the same with the butterfly. And you guys, I have other videos on my channel. I know you guys are interested in seeing what this mixed media looks like in in junk journaling, but I do a lot of techniques in some of my older videos. If you wanted to go back on the channel and check those out, you could probably get some idea. I don't think I'm going to put it on the bricks. I haven't decided. Let me think about that a second. So I'm just getting this on here too. I'm just trying to get it on the edges as well. Sorry if I'm a little off camera. Again, it's a work night, and I get to this point in my journals where I'm just ready to be done, and this is one of those places. I'm ready to be done with winter, and as much as fun as I've had with this journal, I'm ready to be done with winter. So there we go. There is our rose. Isn't that beautiful? And it looks like snow on it. I love it. So I am going to toy with the idea here of a little bit of this on the brickwork and stuff. So I can always cover it back up if I don't like it. So let me just try and see what I think. Probably just not as much. Oh, I like that. Yes. It needs to have a little bit. Like that. Yes. Put that over there. And I took a picture of this, so I'll be able to go back and put everything back in its place. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that's so striking. Love it. I don't know if it's kind of like prideful for me to do that when I'm creating, to be like, oh, that's so amazing. But you know, if it's amazing, it's amazing, right? There we go. I love that. Okay, a little bit more. I'm gonna get some more. I'm thinking I'm not sure if I want it on the leaves though. This one's so little. It's hard. But it almost looks like there's like snow sitting on there. Really cool. Now, the gate. What do you think about the gate? I wish you could tell me. I'm just gonna put, whoa, fly away. I'm just gonna skip it. I'm not gonna concentrate it. I just don't want it to be completely brown. So, and because this is chipboard, it does have a little bit of texture as well. It has a layer of gesso, because you don't want to put wet medium directly on chipboard because it's paper. Basically, a chipboard is paper. It's just pressed paper, and it's compounded paper, or compressed, I guess is the right word. But I am going to put a little bit more on the top here, so it looks like there's snow sitting on top of these bits. Oh, I love that. Okay, I'm not sorry I did that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. If I had known it was going to go like this, I would have started it a while ago. I was so nervous. So nervous. Okay, and then what do we think about the leaves? I think the leaves need to too, because I wonder if they just need to have a little bit like they're just it's just sitting on the top like that. You know, like it's just, oh, that was a lot right there. Let's see, we can wipe it off. You know what, on the leaves, yeah, we're going to do it on the leaves too. Like so. Not everywhere. These bits are so small. I collected a lot of this while I was doing really heavy mixed media, so I just was able to kind of pop a drawer open and look and see what I had that would fit this project. So these are the things that kind of jumped out at me. I went to actually do some clay molds, but the clay I have just wasn't working, so I just stopped because I'm like, and then I just looked through the drawer of stuff I'd already made, and I had some still, so I'm loving that. And we can always touch it up as well. This, I missed some. My Band-Aid's coming off. I had a little bit, I don't know what was nerve-wracking about my day, but I have a bad habit of picking at my cuticles, so I've got a kind of a sore finger there, so I'm trying to keep it out of sight there. So there we go. So those things can all get kind of dried up here while we work on getting the lace on the cardboard. Fingers are getting very, very sticky. This doesn't really matter how it lays or anything. It's all going to be glued onto the journal. And I think it was Cheryl who asked in the video, or said in the video comments, that she wondered how I would adhere these clay bits and stuff to this so that it will stay. And I use, I've got to take this Band-Aid off, guys, sorry. I use E6000 for that, because it is permanent. Like, it's not going to go anywhere. So that's what I'm going to be using. So let's go ahead and turn that back over. So now we have our base. Isn't that gorgeous? So beautiful. Okay. So now we're good. We can start actually putting these things on, because it dried really fast. So I need to just get my picture up here really quick. Except oh, there we go. My fingers are all yucky, and I have a thumbprint or fingerprint to open my my phone here. So okay, so this is what it looks like. Get my chat out of the way there. You guys can see that. So we're going to start obviously with the gate. Oh, that's so gorgeous. Oh my goodness. That's not going to work. I can't show you guys because things are going to keep popping up, and that was going to irritate me. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and start with the gate. So I'm going to use, I think with this I can use my Fabri-Tac. The clay pieces I'm going to probably use the E6000. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Fabri-Tac. So I'm just going to apply it on like these straight edges. I want it to adhere really well, though. I want this to be super secure, because whoever receives this journal, I don't want them to worry about, you know, these things being on the front of the journal and, you know, bonking it around. And I don't want people to be afraid to use the journal because of the cover. So that is my heart there. So things stick pretty good with Fabri-Tac and then the E6000. So just putting that everywhere, especially on these bits that are sticking up, because those would, you know, those are the things that would primarily catch, you know. But I love that pearl on against this white lace. I'm going to show you a close-up here just a second. I keep losing my paper towel for some reason. Sorry, guys. Just going to give that a pat. And there's a close-up of that. Look at that. Oh, that's just scrumptious. Love it. And then my phone. So I have my work email on my phone, so I don't get to control when it shuts down or when it closes or times out. So it's like, goodness gracious. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now, oh, that's not the picture I wanted. I wanted the color picture. This one that we did together. So the next thing is we're going to put this piece of chipboard right here. So I think I'm going to go ahead, since this has got a bigger base space, I'm going to go ahead and use the E6000 on that. So I've got a couple of little tubes here, so hopefully I'll have enough. I don't like them in the big tube because I don't use it enough and it goes bad, or it won't, you know, it won't come out. So I'm just going to apply E6000 on the back of this. And I had my mixed media artist friend, Sean Petit, who I was on her design team. One time she said in a video that she was using E6000 to put like a doorknob on something that she was creating. And she's like, she was joking, and she's like, yeah, E6000 will glue a small child to the wall. And that's like hardly not true. So that's pretty funny. But okay, so there's that piece of chipboard. So I'm just going to kind of work in a way that makes sense for me. Our little winter maiden is going to go right here. So she's going to go on the front of the gate. So again, I'm going to get my E6000. This one's getting low, and I don't want to struggle with this piece, so I'm going to get the other one out. And it is already open, so I'm just going to coat this really well on the back. And rest assured, guys, this does work. So it does need time to set, so you have to be patient. It's not instant. It's not an instant set. So we do have to wait. So she's going to go right here on the gate. She's our winter maiden. We're saying goodbye to winter maiden. We're saying hello to spring maiden. So just going to kind of hold that a minute here. And then our next piece will be, trying to look at the picture here up close. So I think we can move up to the rose. So the rose is going to sit right here. And there's a reason why this angle is on this side, because the angel wing tucks in there. So we're going to put this right here, I believe. So let me just set these in place here, just to make sure everything is copacetic. So that's there, that's there. This is so much fun, you guys. I can't even believe this is happening. And then this 3-leafed bit goes up here. And the this leaf goes over here. Whoops, hit the camera. And then the other leaf goes kind of here. We can kind of tuck it under there a little bit. I might have to snip those off. I don't know that I want to have bulk underneath that flower. And then, so let's start with that, and then we can go on to the other bits here in a second. So that's already attached, right? So let's go ahead and get our rose on. So I'm just thinking about this angle. This angle needs to stay where it is. So there's a purpose for that. So I'm going to go ahead and get this loaded up with the E6000 as well. I'm going to spread it around a little bit with my finger. It's really hard to squeeze out too. So I also have experienced that a heavy gel like Liquitex heavy gel does also work, but I'm just concerned about this because it's a journal. So it's going to be a book that's going to be opened over and over and over again. So I want to make sure it's nice and secure. So I'm making sure that the tip of that flower is right there. So like that. So we're going to go ahead and press that down as well. And there we go. And then we're going to do the same with this. I think I'm going to run out of this E6000 actually. So let me see if I can get my other bottle, my big bottle working, my big tube. I don't think I can though. I think I tried this before and it's not coming out, but let me try because I don't think we're going to have enough. Okay, let's see. Maybe if I cut it open. Can we cut it open, you think? I'm going to just cut it open. Why not? There we go. Problem solved. So, where there's a will, there's a way. You know what I say. So again, I'm just going to get that E6000 on there. And I'm just going to smooth it around a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit more. I don't think I got quite enough. Set that down for ease here. I want to get plenty. Again, I want this to be very, very secure, but I don't want there to be so much that it oozes out underneath the pieces, if that makes sense, because it looks like glue boogers, and I hate glue boogers, so my fingers are all sticky. Okay, there we go. So let's go ahead and put the, oh no, my phone. Oh, there we go. There she is. Okay. So then this is going to go here. And I don't know what it was about this angel wing that spoke to me, but it needed to be part of this project. So I don't know if it looks weird to you guys, but angels and angel wings, I love creating with those. So, okay, so now let's go ahead and I think this one is going to be okay. I might just clip a little bit of that off without separating that. I'm going to try to use this this little one because that big one is so hard to squeeze. See if I can get this out. that's probably good. I'm just going to spread it around a little bit. We're going to stick that right here. I'm just making sure that's not hanging off of the edge of the cardboard here, because that would be a disaster waiting to happen. So there we go, nice and secure. I'm gonna take a moment and wipe my hands, guys. Everything's sticking to me. And I'm telling you guys, the picture right now in the video screen and my computer screen does not do this justice. So I'm hoping that my close-up photos will show you what this really looks like, because it's absolutely stunning. So then we've got this leaf. So let's see if we can get some E6000 on here pretty easily. I almost think I want to bring more of the green back with some paint on top. We'll see how I feel about that as we go along. Let's get to see me fuss a little bit here. I think I have to cut some of this one off though, because I don't think I have enough landscape on here to leave that really long stem. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that off so that I can butt this right up against the flower without any trouble, like so. Okay, pat, pat, pat. Just patting everything down. I'm telling you guys, this stuff is magical though. There's really not anything to worry about. So I have to cut this edge off too, because this is barely going to have room. I think that leaf should have gone up a little higher, but I think I can squeeze that in right there. So let's try. Try that little bottle again. Okay. Get our little leaf in there. Perfect fit. Love it. It should have gone in at a little bit different angle, but that's okay. So that one's secured, that's secured. So now we have these two chipboards. Again, I'm going to go ahead and just use my Fabri-Tac, because these bricks are really lightweight chipboard. They're like the gate. So I think we're okay to just use some Fabri-Tac. And then we're going to just put that piece up there. A little bit of brick. Another one. There we go. And so now we can go ahead and we've got this little piece of brick that's going to go over here. I cut these all up. They were a lot bigger, but then I had to, when I was building the vision here, I had to cut them down to make them fit. There we go. It's just the suggestion, right? I had an extra one. Where did this one go? Hold on. Hold the fort. Oh, it's supposed to go here. We do have one more. Yeah, let's get her in there. I'm going to use the E6000. There we go. Whoops, that's really globby. What a huge glue burger. That's actually too dry for that. It's not going to really work. The other thing with E6000 is once it is exposed to the air, it gets really, I think it loses some of its properties. So I'm going to go ahead and tuck that in right here. Kind of have it coming at an angle right by that wing. And I'm going to go ahead and press everything again. There we go. So only two more pieces. So we've got our little rosebud. So the idea here is this rosebud was supposed to kind of sit up here, so that it's kind of sitting on that brick, and then the butterfly is right here. But I kind of wanted it to be at an angle, so the butterfly would be like that. So things don't ever get exactly placed where they were originally, so I'm struggling with that a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and put this E6000 on here all the way down. Sorry if I'm off camera at all. I'm so focused right now, you would not even believe it. This is stressful. But I encourage you to go back on my channel and you can see where I've actually created a beautiful one with roses. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love that. That's going to be fine because it blends in with the gate. I was concerned about it looking kind of odd, but it's gorgeous. So last thing, oh my gosh. And then we're going to put it on the journal, you guys, and then we'll be done today. Okay. We've got a beautiful butterfly. And it's going to sit like right there, like it's just kissing that little stem and that rosebud. And if you know me at all, you know the roses are really meaningful to me. So this really makes me happy. So there's a close-up. So again, it doesn't do it justice. I am gonna, if you don't mind, just let me take a couple more minutes here. I'm gonna touch up some of that with a little bit more of this paint. This is Sap Green Hue from Golden. It's a Golden artist quality green paint. So I'm gonna go back over some of this because I feel like I want more of that green to show. I want those to really pop off this. I don't want them to be quite as white. Like that. Oh, so beautiful. I just can't even believe how this turned out. So pleased. I'm going to try to get some green back on this leaf, on this stem too, because it's looking a little bit too glittery. Oh, but I got some on the butterfly. Let me see if I can wipe that off. There we go. Awesome, guys. So let's go ahead and actually, I'm not going to put it on the journal on camera because we're running long here, but you'll be able to see it in the pictures at the end of the video, as well as over on the blog, and then you'll be able to see it in the flip through. So thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.